Okay, so it's May 27. So let's see where we are at the moment. So I'll just start with the monthly. So on the monthly, as we know, we break down until here to the 29,200. No, 29, sorry, around 30. And now we are here on 38.3. Okay, and we are bouncing here on the monthly. If we hold, this is the 27, if we hold the month on top of the 12, we can still range here and then try to push higher, or we can just range and break down depending on we close the other month. And if we close, basically this is the support, very simple, is this straight line here on this candle that is really aligned with the 12 exponential. So this is quite simple in terms of monthly. So I put this line here. This is the monthly support. We cannot close below, and we are just ranging, trying to push higher from this support at the moment. This can be a bearish retest. When we open the next month, we can still climb higher. Remember, this is the resistance, and we are in this range. Now, resistance will be the bottom of the candle close here on 56.7 more or less. It will be this week. It will be this trend line, especially this trend line. Of course, we can have weeks up, but any closes on the weekly or monthly below this one, we will come down at least to this area and reassess. And if we start closing above this resistance, we can go to this area, but remember, this will be a huge resistance, which is basically maybe for a week on the lower high of the monthly, and everyone will be bullish. Even if we start some candles closing above here and start to push higher, everyone might get bullish and suddenly we come down. Any closes above this yellow line, you can do a breakout trade, and we try to push higher, and you use this area as your stop loss for a swing trade, this candle basically, only using the monthly. So the monthly has been quite precise. So resistance now, it's this week here. It's this candle close, which is the biggest one alongside this week, but especially here, where is the candle close? Between 45 and 47. And of course, also this area on 56. So we can have some volatility. Indicators are still pointing down. Let's see if we manage to still to reach here when we open the month with a up move, but then we can close the month down, just for a week. We keep on grinding up on the low time frames, on the daily, etc. Up, but then when we touch here on the monthly, suddenly we can start come down and close it here or here, and from here reassess, we push higher, and then we reassess if that happens, if this will turn into resistance, this area, or these ones, or whatever, or if we hold as support and we keep on pushing higher. So it's level by level for now. Support, resistance, we are inside, ranging, bouncing. Let's see where we go with this bounce. Let's see how we close the month. And lower levels, as I always said, after this, that we got to bull run, I did this trend line here, that with these two on the monthly, with these 2 weeks, that creates this support now. And for me, this is where we will bounce big time. But of course, I think we will, each area, each moving average from here, we will bounce as well. Of course, we have many areas for a big breakdown, even here. All this area for me, it's like for the investment area, even below, doesn't matter, but especially this area. All these areas for me, I don't consider investing, I consider swing trade, but I will buy all the dips, because each dip we can have big bounces. Even if the next months or the next weeks we come down, we will stop in any of these Fibonacci's plus the moving average and the previous all-time high, this one. So we will have many bounces. For me, the biggest one will be here, and we can have weeks below, but for now, this is the range, so we just play where is the range. Of course, we have also this area. This is the next range, which is on the 20. which is aligned with the previous all-time high, and we can do like a yellow line here. We can do another line here on each candle, monthly candle, and we see where we are on the chart. Okay, so this is another support, of course, if we do it here on the monthly. This is where we came to test it, more or less. Actually, we tested. So if I do something like this, so we can use only the monthly to see where we go on these weeks, because the monthly is quite precise. If we do this, I think we touch it. Yeah, we can consider it a touch. So basically, only using the month. So this is the support. We can range here as well. I will take this one out now, but we know that this is the week it will be here. Okay, so the monthly, it's done. Of course, any closes above here, we might go up, or at least this we can have a blowout top again on this trend line, which will be on a higher value now, or we can keep on going up. Okay, so now weekly. So the weekly, the super trend gave the sell here. No, actually it gave here because of we were below the moving average and gave the sell. Anyway, we never passed this area, so we broke down. Big euphoria in the markets. It was a sell signal. I think quite obvious because we saw like the bearish divergence on the RSI price for months didn't touch, and this one was kind of close below, and on the low time frames we start to roll over, and we just came down. And then everyone was speaking about the 21 moving average and the 20. That will be the big support for a big bounce. Everyone spoke about it. It was a really crowded trade, so we just came below, got everyone by surprise, and we just came to this range here, to this cluster. This is where we are, support here. We came to this area. This is the monthly. Remember, on the weekly we have now here the 50 on the 28, and we can even come here and even up. So we are in this range now on the weekly, 47. We can come down here to kill all the stop losses from all this range and come here, maybe even below to the 25, then close above this one, try to push higher. We'll force there will be many liquidations here on stop losses. So everything can happen, so just be prepared. We are pointing up a little bit now, but below support on the 50. So we are still on the bearish zone. On the weekly, I have this trend line done at 1 point, 2 points. We can still even come here to touch it and maybe down, or we don't pass here, come lower, and then maybe grind up. Depends on, we have all these moving average. So we have the 25, 26 area, we have Fibonacci, we have also the previous all-time high, the 200 simple on 12.5, the 200 exponential on 15.7, the trend line here, and this is the weekly. So for now, as long as we hold the monthly, we still can range to this big resistance. We have the 21, the 12, and the 20. This will be the big resistance. If everyone tries to short, we can still have a short squeeze, and as on the monthly, resistance for the lower high will be here, 56.2 more or less. Will be all these candles close, plus this candle. So all this area here, but this trend line, this will, on the weekly basis, on the monthly basis, this will dictate if we keep on going higher or down, because here we worked as support, we are below. This will act as resistance. Of course, on the monthly, on the weekly, we can have wicks up, but if we close below, we can keep on coming down. Closes above, we can range here and try to push higher. As simple as that. So for now, monthly, we are still above the monthly support and ranging. Okay, daily. So daily, on the daily, basically, we had this trend line on the way down. This candle bullish engulf, we got like the buying wicks here. We created this trend line only to touch, so we didn't test it as support. For now, doesn't matter. We did this bullish engulfing. We did one higher low. If we only with these candles close here, these 1, 2, 3, and this because are 2. This candle came to touch the support, like this triangle, went up and closed above the weekly support. This one already green and closed above the previous daily resistance, although we rejected the 12, and today we came down, but we closed above weekly support. We came to test now this candle here and this bottom of this candle, and we went up from there, and now we are already above the weekly support, and let's see if we close the day above the previous day. So that's the target. Let's see if we keep on grinding up. If we don't pass yesterday's top, we can range a bit more, or we can break down. I think if we break down, we can still come to these areas again, and we have this one as support. And let's see what we do, and we can still bounce from here and liquidate many longs from here as well. But I don't know if this will hold, and then we can come down after. So let's see. It will be better and more bullish if we hold here, do the daily higher low holds, and we manage to close these two candles here, the 40K.6. Any closes above here, we might come here, and then we have the 21 and the 20. And these red lines, these are the monthly resistances that I draw. I just draw the lines, the horizontal lines. So this one, everything will be resistant, and of course we can have this area also, area for a lower high here for extreme weeks. And let's see, any closes above here, and if we start grinding up and starting to close above here, we can keep on going up. So, but we have big resistance now on this area here. And plus on the daily, this is where we are. We have the 200 still, so let's see if they manage to close above here and above the 200s, or at least this one, the 200 simple. We have the 200 exponential, we have all this resistance plus all this resistance. So let's see. We close the 4 hours now in 3 minutes. The price on the 4 hours is trying to go up. So we bounced from here to try to do the higher low and try to close above the previous stop. Let's see. Indicators are down on the daily. We're oversold, but still like tricky. We can still range here. We can still come here. We don't know. There's selling pressure because of the 12. So let's see what we do today. And now the 4 hours. It's trying in 3 minutes to close above the 21, the 12, and the 20, but still not done. But we need to see, like, in 2 minutes what the price does. It's kind of in top of one, so let's see. We can come down after or do a short squeeze. Let's see if the 4 hours have, because we got this bearish engulfing on the 4 hours, everyone was buying here. We got a rejection, and now this can be a bearish retest, quite simple. And we come down on the next candle, even if we have a wick here or here, we can come down. So let's see. I was in a long. I took like 50% of my position. I got this berry. I came here to do this trade on the daily to get the higher low on the daily, but let's see if we pass here. Otherwise, we can still range and come down. So that's why I took 50%. I'm on break even more or less on my stop loss. So if it comes down, I still have time to start deleverage or taking profits still on the way down and live on profits. So I don't know what we are doing, but we need to close the day at least above here and above here. Let's see what happens now in 1 minute and on the next candle. Indicators are still pointing up, so let's see what we do. But at the moment, we didn't manage to close above, and we still have the 12. And I think the 21 we are still below. So 1 minute to go. So let's see if we do a short squeeze and push everyone up and everyone's shorting now, or we just grind down. And do more ranging. We can still come here, but start to look bad. Okay, so we close. See, we are here in the middle, basically. I think we closed above the 21 on the last minute, but we are still below. No, we are below, and below the 20 and the 12. So let's see what we do. We can have a short squeeze, So this is tricky. And okay, so this is interesting to see what we are doing now. So, and now low time frames, 2 hours. We are ranging inside the moving averages, so we have many here. We are already came to the lowest one. This is the super trend that gave the buy, still giving buy. So we are trying to go on the next hours above here, but let's see if we have enough strength, or we just roll down, roll over down. So we can still range a little bit here. 1 hour, move up, find a resistance. Let's see if we manage to push. Okay, here, so it's grinding up, the 200 here, but below all these ones. Let's see if we have enough strength, or if we just come back to test at least this support and just range here, or just come down. Resistance, I see it around here as well for a lower high. It will be here, 39.2. And let's see what we do. Okay, so we are still above the weekly support, daily resistance. We are coming to test this channel. Could be a bull flag, but we went down a bit too much, so I don't know if this is considered a bull flag, but it's just a channel. And we are trying to close above here to try to push higher. For now, holding the weekly support. So this yellow line, it's important, which was the weekly. We hold this area. And looking at this, we got the buys here on the 12 moving average. A higher low went up. Suddenly, we still managed to do a higher low compared with this area. So it's still fine. If we start closing below here and do a lower low with this area, we might come down. So it's tricky. See, we are rejecting because of the 4 hours. Let's see if we just range here and try to close after above, or we just come down again and we just don't manage to push and we just break down. So everything is possible. Please play safe as well. Use your stop loss. So this is quite simple, as we see it. Support will be here, support will be here. This is the main support, any close, so we can just range here and try to push higher. So it's better we don't close any candle below the 37.7. And if we come here with a wick, it still will be a higher low, and we can still push higher and range something like this. Come here, and then instead of roll down, maybe we roll up. Okay, so let's see what we do. But what matters is the monthly close, remember, and the weekly close. 3 days to go, 4 days to go. You don't need to be on this indecision. Just wait for the candle to close. This will give the weekly and the monthly candle will kind of tell the move, and it's just a matter of patience. So this is what I'm seeing at the moment, bearish volume coming on the monthly. And I think we will still close above, but still 3 days, so I don't know. But I think we will still close above here, maybe go there and then back down, or who knows. Just wait for the month to close. We might test this once again to hold the support. Yeah, okay. Play safe, easy stop losses here. Each area, just use your risk management. Okay. 5 minutes. So this is what's happening. 5 minutes, we had the 50, and seems like we came to test the 50. Let's see if we break down. So this will be still support on 5 minutes, like the area I said, for a higher low. People who are buying here are getting liquidated. See, we are already bouncing. 1 second to go, starting to get green. This will be resistance. Let's see if we still come here to this area and then try to push higher. On the 5 minutes, we got the sell on the super trend. See, profits until here. You could have closed if you do daily trade. And scalp, sell here, already closed, profits, and wait for a buy. 1 minute. So 1 minute, trying to push higher, resistance, resistance, sell, buy, but then we got the sell, so it 21 pushing the price down, so we might just kept pushing the price down, overbought, oversold, sorry, on the 5 minutes, so we are getting a relief bounce, and this will be resistance, this will be resistance, 30 minutes. Okay, so we got a wick. Let's see if we manage to close at least above here and try to keep on pushing higher. Support, as I said, will be here, see, wicks already getting bite, higher low, try to do a higher high compared with this area or range a bit more. Let's see if we manage. I still see the price coming here at least or here to this area. So when it closes below here will be bad. So we are just ranging, but we might do a uptrend. Higher low, close above, higher low, and keep on higher high until we manage to close above here. If we hold this area, so we still didn't do any lower low on this range. Okay, let's see. Still trying to push. If many people try to short now, the price can go to that level and suddenly go up with a short squeeze. So these areas are very, very tricky. We need to, if you want to short, you need to put the stop loss at least here and leave bids. So if we have wicks to this resistance or to this one, and then break down, you still save yourself. If you try to do it here, of course, you can do it really tight, but it's very easy to get caught. So this is a support area with a higher low. So it's tricky. You can take the risk. Of course, the risk is minimum if you have a stop loss very closed. So, and if you use like a good position sizing, if you know how to do it, it's fine. You take the risk, and maybe you are rewarded. And we just breaks down maybe here. And then if we do a lower low compared with this area or with this area, we will break down. So let's see, but the daily look good to start an uptrend. It's holding the higher low, so let's see if we still hold this one and keep on pushing up. So tomorrow we will be above here or maybe above there. Okay, so this is the range. I make the lines with the daily so I know where I am. Monthly, daily, monthly. Higher areas. There's another trend line that comes from here. And yeah, and we have this triangle with only 3 dots. But let's see if this plays out. So we break the up. Any closes below here will be bad. And we might just range because of the end of the month. Test the support, but if we test the support 1 time, almost 2 times, 3, 4 times, normally we break down. So better not to do it, and we just hold at least minimum here and try to push higher, but it's better we hold this area. You can use my stop loss is here. If we come down, I already took 50% profits. If we start to come down, I might take 25% profits in this range. And then if we go up, I can buy again in a breakout. If I do this, otherwise I'll just wait. This is just daily trade, but can be a good swing trade if we go to the higher levels. Okay. Think this helped. Everything, all this bounce on the daily has been quite textbook. And this is the weekly support, so that's why that line I did, it's basically here. It's this candle close with this week. This is where we are, as we can see, exactly there, and we need to see. And of course, what I explained before. So a good week, we are already above it, so as we can see, we are trying to push higher. Let's see if we have enough strength. And let's see if this week holds here. See, already buyers stepping in, but we still need to pass this area. Okay, play safe. Don't force trades. Use your stop loss. Remember, we are still in a top. We have many areas below. Wait for the month to close, or use risk management and buy on supports. Let the trade come to you. Don't chase trades, and play safe. What matters is not losing money. And be patient.